This is Jonathan Otto here from Australia, sharing from San Antonio, Texas right now, just to give Dagan Smith a bit of my gratitude. I'm really grateful for what you do and empowering people and the level of authenticity that you share from. That's what really attracted me to you. And so I want to thank you, Dagan, for what you've done for me and helping me understand how to share my story and how to communicate powerfully. And a major aspect that you've taught me to share my experiences with a level of transparency and authenticity that my frailties and weaknesses and failures are also included in that whole experience of me communicating. That I found hard to do because I realized that I wanted to appear more like a hero in all my stories, but really that openness and honesty has created a level of engagement with my audience that I'm really thankful for. Painting the picture in a certain way where the audience is begging for the solution. How did you find the solution? They can't see a way over, through, or under the problem that you've created, so they're begging for that answer, and finally you deliver that, and that's what gets the audience on board with your idea. So I felt that there was no better way than right now to share what I've learned than by telling a story, and it's a story that I've never told before. There's all this footage that I've had just sitting there. It's been untouched because I've felt that I've never been able to do this story justice. Now, I went to Turkana in Kenya early this year with this intent to help with the famine. We'd gone out with these seed bags. You never seem to have enough when you do like an emergency food drop, and we brought this food out to these people, and the bags start spilling as people are grabbing at it, and the corn is flying, and these women and these older men are just like really skinny. It's the kind of stuff that you see on the television. Here I am watching it, and as this corn was flying out of the bag and things like that, I noticed that it was scattering on the floor, and then I saw these little children run down and they went to pick up these pieces of corn, and I got my camera and I knelt down and I just took those shots as I saw that happening, because I wanted to communicate what was happening with the donors. And this one little child caught my eye, and her name was Marcy, I found out later. And as I watched this child, my heart just broke, and I remembered that original vision that I had to bring long-lasting food supply to these people. My team kind of wanted to leave that community, and they wanted to just let them go and to work with those that were more proficient in farming and things like that, but my vision was to get them over to be farmers. So as I went to try and share this original vision that I had to empower them as to become farmers, to get away from livestock herding, because that was what was leading to famine because of the climate change and the fact that there wasn't enough food and there wasn't enough livestock. I got up and delivered like this heart of passion and this exciting, enthusiastic attitude. This is the change, come on board with me and let's make a change here in Turkana. Let's see like us become farmers. We can do this. You don't have to live in starvation anymore. I have a way, I have a solution for you. And then one after the other, we saw community chief leaders stand up, local leaders within the tribe stand up and say, no, and then the rest of the crowd would applaud them. Yes, no, bad idea, Jonathan. And I was so discouraged because they were enthusiastically shutting down my idea, which I saw as the only solution for them, which was true. It was the only solution. There was no other way. Than I had my team just utterly disagree with me. In fact, I had one of my team leaders leave. We had one of my Australian team members had malaria, had to go home. I was losing people one after the other. They were dropping off like flies, and people saying, we don't believe in your vision, we don't trust your leadership. And that deflated me to such a level. And I remember calling my girlfriend, and the level of discouragement that I was experiencing actually hurt her, and I wasn't myself. I got so deflated. I felt this sense of abandonment. It tapped into all these issues, into like the times in life when I felt like people had deserted me, and it untapped all this pain that was inside me. It was like the whole concept of being a failure was such a powerful force in discouraging me. I felt I was ready to give up. So I'm ready to pack up and go home and put my tail between my legs in it. And if it wasn't because I found this one point inside myself that the whole thing would have gone to nothing. And that would have changed the way that I do life and business and the things that I currently have success in. And this one major point that if you were to take it on board, it would make the difference for you as well. There was something that I learned in that experience that changed everything for me, and it changed everything for those communities. And it had to start with me. And this one thing that I found I know would make the difference for you in such a profound way. It's leadership. Leadership. I didn't understand what it meant to be a leader. I felt that other people had to agree with my concept in order for me to succeed in something. I allowed myself to be discouraged, and that's the difference. I allowed myself to be influenced by other people's perceptions, and they could sense my deflation, and then they could buffet me. They could change my concept of myself. They could change my ideas because I was pliable. I wasn't a strong and fierce leader, and that was what I needed to find within myself in order for anything to happen in that community. And that's what changed that whole situation for myself and my team, for that whole 3 tribes. There was actually 10,000 people there. We looked after the food security of all those people. We migrated 2 tribes to a whole new section where they could actually partner with another tribe that was already into farming, that lacked seeds and tools. And by empowering all 3 groups together, we created a powerful sense of community. And they now are yielding corn 3 times a year. They have tons and tons of food supplies that they continue to yield, and they sell. They now have enterprise. These people that were living in absolute poverty now have a future. And and I think about that original vision and that plan that I had, and what it was that drove me to become that leader. And that image in my mind of that little girl picking up that piece of corn seared into my mind and became such a powerful motivating force for me. Marcy. Yeah, when I think about it, I really feel that girl believed in me, and sometimes it helps for some people to believe in you. And I just thought about that little girl, like when I picked her up, and when she looked at me, like I realized that she believed in me, and her future and her being able to have like security and the things that she needs in life, like is a big deal to me. And like she's just a child, and she couldn't change her community around, but what she did was more than what anybody did in that community for me. And she gave me that belief, and she gave me that sense of love and a powerful motivation to be the leader that I needed to be. And so I want to thank you, Dagan, for what you've done for me and helping me understand how to share my story and how to communicate powerfully, and to be honest and to not be afraid to share my story in all its brutal honesty. And I'm really grateful for what you do and empowering people and the level of authenticity that you share from. And that's what really attracted me to you, and it inspired me to communicate with that same authenticity. And just how to share a story powerfully, and to build to that conclusion point, and to narrow it down to that one point. And like in this story, it was leadership, and identifying that rather than having this big ramble. I really value that, what you've shared and taught me in that aspect. And so I just want to thank you for what you do in empowering so many people across the world and making a difference in their individual lives and in their businesses. It's made a difference for me, and it's helped me to have the success that I've actually started to have on such a level. So for me, I've been internet marketing now for 1.5 years, and the exciting news is that I just made my first 5-figure week. And that all happened because I was able, and I did tell the story. I told stories powerfully, and that's what enabled me to sell my stuff. And this was my own product, and that's what's made a massive difference in my business. And so I just want to thank you, Dagan, for what you do in empowering people, maximum leverage, and what this whole movement is about. And thank you for empowering me and so many other people across the world, and we're all grateful for it, so thank you.
my life, my decision. This is my life, my decision.
Thank you very much. What you have done for us.